This is a teaser. This is a teaser. This makes you want to watch more. Hello and welcome back to the cinematic voyage that is Midlife Runner. My name is Andrew. I am old. I am a sometimes marathoner, sometimes marathon training planner, sometimes YouTuber. I have bought and purchased a GoPro, so I guess we are all in at this point. This is a test video. Here is an arbitrary amount of things that I learned from the last video I posted about the other thing that I did. The other thing I did, I will post right here, which you can click and watch. And if I can't figure that out because I'm old, which we also covered, I will leave it in the description below for you to check out. Lesson number 1, never wear your jacket over your bib. I know. This is not for 99.7% of you. It is for a special kind of idiot who doesn't want to be too cold at the start line and also wants to throw any chance of a BQ right out the window before the race even begins. Do not wear a jacket over your bib. I have come up with 3 ways to avoid this mistake. Number 1, unzip the jacket. Option 2, take the jacket off. Option 3, take an ice bath twice a week for 6 weeks leading up to the marathon. There is also a 99.7% chance of the last one not happening in this household. Sorry, Wim. Mistake number 2, turn off your auto lap function on your GPS watch. If you're running the Chicago Marathon, those big buildings will not give you an accurate pace, so you're gonna wanna manually lap when you pass the mile markers. I heard this, I knew I was supposed to do this, but the day before in the shakeout run, I had turned auto lap on and then forgot to turn it off again. This led to a surprise on my way to the mile marker 1 when my watch went off and I had no idea where I was at, what I was doing. And I think I was just like a deer in headlights or like a frog warming to a boil, whatever cliche you want to say there, though I'm not sure the frog analogy is very accurate. And why anyone would want to trick a frog into a boil in water is beyond me. Point is, if you run the Chicago Marathon, turn off the auto lap function on your watch and use the manual lap button when you cross the mile markers. Lesson number 3, dress up like Forrest Gump. Especially if you're like me and one of your love languages is word of affirmations, you get hella support from the crowds. I ran alongside of Forrest for about mile 8 to about mile 10 or 11, and it was all vibes. It was such a mood. This was long-haired Montana Forrest, shit happens Forrest. This was not Roll Tide Forrest, or I don't think I would have been able to hang with him for very long. So anyway, if you want some extra juice from the crowds, dress up like Forrest and run. Lesson number 4, data predictors don't mean shit. I was sweating over it for the months and leading up to the marathon, and ultimately they had me predicted at a 3:17 and I ran around a 3:10 to 3:11 and I had a little bit left in the tank. So if you're a data person and you're worried about whatever the training predictors say, they are a good general frame of reference, whether it's a VDOT calculator, a tandem race predictor, CR plots. However, they don't know shit. Just run. Lesson number 5, and the biggest lesson that I learned, was to fight for every second while I'm out there. So as I was racing and running, my wife was texting me, hey, you're on pace for a 3:08, you're on pace for a 3:09. Despite throwing away 90 seconds in the first 5K, I was slowly catching up. So I thought, okay, great, well, I'm on pace for a 3:10. I could pick up the pace. I'm not going to. I'm going to put in the least amount of work for the maximum amount of benefit. Jack Daniels would be proud of me. False. He would kick me off the team because I didn't make the cut because I didn't run under 310. I don't know. But I will say that in retrospect, it's a race. And so I know Sage Kennedy says his general advice is to run the first 20 with your mind or with the head and race the last 10K with your heart. And I didn't do that. I didn't because I was afraid of the bonk, so I ran it conservatively. I have now run one marathon too fast and bonked and one too slow conservatively. Neither one is ideal. The second one was more comfortable, right? But ultimately, I definitely want to err on the side of fighting for every second and giving a little bit more of a push once I know that I'm in a good spot. Because had I done that, despite whatever my wife was texting me I was on pace for, I would have come in under 310. Not that it would have mattered because I still got the gun time of 319, and so it would have been like a 318 or 317. But I would have known I got that 310 in the bag. So I'm gonna push a little bit more because it's a race. That's what it's all about. To note and to clarify based on the last video as well, though I did have a wonderful, absolutely joyous, joyful, wonderful time in Chicago running the marathon, I did grieve not getting a BQ. It was a micro grief, and if you don't know what a micro grief is, it's because, like most things, I just make it up. Micro grief is like if I'm out at dinner with my wife and I order some tacos, she gets the burger, and I was kind of on the fence about it. And then the server comes and drops down our plates, and I look across the table and I see her burger with an egg on it and bacon and like strips of avocado. And I'm like, I made the wrong choice. And now I don't want to eat the tacos. The problem is that upon ordering the tacos, I did not grieve the loss of the burger. And so therefore, you know, it didn't happen. So you just kind of have to sit in it ever so slightly. So still had a great time. It was really wonderful. Like it really, to me, it wouldn't have mattered had I gotten. I think I really would have, there would have been gnashing of teeth and some tears and some macro grief had I run like a 302 or something, and then my time was like a 3:10:30 gun time. So then I didn't qualify, and then I like, you know, knocked it out of the park for where I was at. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is my first video checking out this GoPro. I'm gonna go take that guy, the Nova Blast 3 out, and I'm gonna have a review for that coming up in comparison with the number 1 and the number 2. Thanks for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe. I think I already said that. I'm gonna say it again. You can do it, you cannot do it. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.